Jack. Barracudas have a lot of power, eh?
Yeah.
Can you see the teeth on this thing?
He's got nice teeth.
I've got 2 snapper on this one X-Wrap.
Canadian Sport Fishing is brought to you by Rapala Premium Fishing Gear, crafted from experience. Yamaha on the water. This is my Yamaha. What kind of Yamaha are you? Dickies, a legend in work since 1922. Lucky Strike. More fish fight with a Lucky Strike.
You know, the nice thing about being down here at the Isle of Youth in Cuba is that you can get so many different species of fish. We just came off a bonefish flat. From the time we stopped, I had a bonefish on in about 2 minutes. We went to a tarpon channel, and we just came out to an open water flat, and Michael, one of our guides, spotted a jack, and I had a spinning rod ready with 50-pound braid and a skitter walk, and I cast it out. You have to listen to the guides when you come down here because they're very good to tell you where the fish are. I cast out that skitter walk, jerked it about 5 times. You can see there's a lot of grass, eel grass, that the wind has stirred up. That skitter walk was covered with eel grass, but I was still able to chug it, and that jack came up. You know, they come up like a torpedo, poof, poof, and gone. The spinning rod that I brought down is a really nice rod that's rated for about 25-pound test mono, but I've got 50-pound braid, and that's because the braid is actually thinner diameter than the monofilament. And I've got quite a bit of braid on here. These are the same rods and reels that we were using last week in Northern Ontario, right, Barb? Yes. Fishing for those big northerns over 40 inches. So it is freshwater tackle, but it's on the heavier side. Don't know how big this jack is. He's way out there. He's probably about, he's got to be 80, 90 yards out. So he's heading towards the blowdown. I'm hoping he's going to turn in a minute. The one thing that's really important for these jacks, whether you hook them on a heavier fly rod or on a heavy spinning rod, always keep the pressure on them. They have nice hard mouths, but because they make such erratic turns, you know, they're almost like a missile that's out of control, they can throw the hooks. And I did check the sharpness of the hooks just before making my cast. So this is actually a good test to make sure that all my connections are nice and tight and that I left enough tags at the end of the knots. So I just hope he doesn't go into those trees. Come on. I'll tell you, this is like fighting a little car. This is going to be interesting to see how big he is. He's not a small jack. You know, jacks is the common name for the family of fish. Some of them are Jack Trevally, horse-eye jack. Do you think this is a horse-eye jack? Tasho, is this a horse-eye jack? Horse-eye? No?
Yeah, no, it's maybe.
Maybe. You know, if you fish, if you freshwater fish, if you come down here to Cuba and you bring a good mix of spinning outfits, up to 80-pound braid for some of the big snapper. You know, they get snapper up to 100 pounds here. They're called cubera. And you get these big jacks, big snook. You can get all of these fish on flies or on spinning gear. I guess you could use bait casting too, but I prefer spinning. And it's good all year. So this guy's going to take a while. Barb, you're going to see how beautiful this fish is. He's going to grunt if I get him in, you know. So I just got to be patient. A lot of times when you try to rush a big fish, you know, you can either straighten something out or break the rod. Oh man, that fish just did a 360 all around the boat. And you know, this isn't a giant jack. We've caught jacks like off the coast in the South Pacific, Christmas Island, up to like 70, 80 pounds. They're the giant Trevally jacks. This guy's still not a small fish. I'm guessing he's in the 20 to 30 pound range. You know what, when you combine the heat with fighting, I'm probably starting to get some perspiration along my back, you know. I've tried to dress really smart for this trip. So everything is cotton, no wool socks. I've got little booties. See, they're like the beach shoes. I've got cotton pants. These are actually painter pants. You see the loops there, but they're ideal. White is a good color, so you want to keep light colors on. Oh, there's another jack right beside. Oh, or is that a shark? No, that's a fish right behind him. Oh. And I thought that this guy grabbed both hooks. He has one hook in his mouth. Now you got to be careful. See what I'm doing here? I'm putting my hand up. You have to be careful that you don't go too far up because you could actually snap a rod. Barb, I'm just going to sneak down here. I don't know that he's ready yet. When I go to grab him, he's probably going to shoot off. So as a precaution, I'm letting off on the drag a little bit so that if he makes a fast run, he's not going to break the rod or the line. And I got a feeling that as soon as I touch his tail, he's going to shoot off. You can see why this composite rod is good, because it can almost, you can touch the tip to the butt. Okay, he fooled me. I thought I can get him. I guess when he lays on his side, he's going to be ready. He's not quite ready. Come on. Okay. Here, Barb. Now, one thing you got to be careful. Is that a nice jack? Right here from the Isle of Youth. Come on. Do you hear the grunting? Come on, give me some more. You know what he's saying? Let me go. I like that sound. Okay, so I'm going to just keep him suspended in the water. He wants to go. I want to let him know, though, that I know he wants to go. So I want him to have lots of energy before he actually rips out of my hand. Oh, no, he's getting harder to hold on to. Look at the fins. They're such fast fish. This time, if he wants to go, I'm going to let him go. Come on. There he goes. This is the lure. It's a very simple lure, and I'm going to just chuck it in the water so you can appreciate the action. Right over here. Okay? So when I pull it, it goes from side to side. And you see this grass that's here? The lure picked up quite a bit of that grass. But those jacks have such good eyesight that he just ripped right at it. So I have a very large snap. See how it has a ring and then just a straight part of the snap? Even if a fish like a large jack or a tarpon or a snook opens that snap because they fight very hard, that ring is like a safety ring. It catches it, okay? So there's my skitter walk. It's got rattles. You can hear the rattles. There's my 50-pound fluorocarbon with my connection. And this is the 50-pound braided line with the bimini twist. So this bimini twist enables you to have a double line. I'm just going to try to split the line with my fingernails so you can appreciate it. So where my connection is, there's two 50-pound test strands and then my 50-pound fluorocarbon. This is an excellent terminal tackle system for these big fish. You got to come down here. This is a lot of fun.
Dickey's Sport Fishing Sweepstakes.
I caught them with Daddy on a spinner and the largemouth in a canoe with Papa Chambers.
Do you fish a lot with your dad?
Yeah,
Do you like fishing with your dad?
and my sister.
We'd love to hear your fishing story. Go to our website and enter the Dickey's Sport Fishing Sweepstakes. It's free, and you could win some great prizes.
How did that hit, hon?
Oh, it hit hard.
Okay, don't let the line go slack. When you reel down, you always keep a direct contact with the fish, okay?
Okay. Oh,
Okay, no jerking, okay, sweetie?
okay.
Just reel down smoothly and lift up smoothly. Barracudas have a lot of power, eh?
Yeah.
Barb hooked this barracuda and it jumped about 3 to 5 feet out of the water right after it hit. Look at the power they have, eh, Barb?
Amazing.
You've got your hands full, hon.
I think so.
And it's not even a big snapper.
No.
So we
Not a
decided
snapper.
we decided to come out here in this very large channel and just to cast these very large jointed X-wraps to see what's out here. Because, you know, we were catching tarpon this morning, we're getting bonefish, we're sight casting the snook. And I don't think this guy's ready to come in, hon.
I think so.
Gorgeous fish.
I'm putting some weight on him now.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother fishing for smaller barracuda, but this size barracuda is nice. Look at Barb.
Oh, isn't he beautiful?
Yeah, if you move over just a little bit to your right, Barb, I'm going to get the glove.
Okay.
Just that way. Okay, careful.
Yeah.
Watch your step. We're going to get one glove, maybe two gloves, and just keep it like that in the water.
In the water.
It's good that it only has one treble hook in it.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at those teeth, Barb.
Yeah, he's got big teeth.
You be ready if he takes off, okay?
Okay.
Oh, you know what? This is bigger than any of the barracuda you got last year.
I think
okay,
so.
have you got a good hold? Ah! Okay, we got a good hold on it, huh? Okay, if you can step back now.
Okay.
Because I'm going to bring it over the side.
Okay.
I'm going to try to do this without getting hurt. Can you see the teeth on this
he's
thing?
got nice teeth.
Man, I'm glad he didn't swallow your lure. I'm just going to gently lay it down.
Yes.
Right on the deck. Hope you won't flap.
Okay.
Because you fought him pretty hard.
Yes.
He's got only one treble in the side, which is great.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll come out pretty easily. You got to watch not just the hooks when you're fighting a fish like this, but the teeth. The last thing you want is this thing to thrash and to touch you with that mouth. And you can see that he is hooked just on the edge, but those barbs really hold. Okay, that's out of there. I'm going to put him in the water. You can appreciate how long this thing is. And he fought hard, Barb. I'm going to let it revive for a minute. What a long fish, Barb. I'm guessing that fish is just over 36 inches.
Wow.
You can see the spots, Barb, on the tail,
Yes.
all along the side.
Yeah,
Some
beautiful.
barracudas will have only one or two, some more.
Beauty spots.
Yeah, they're such a predator fish, though, with those big teeth. They have such small fins, like even small dorsal fin. There he goes.
Teeth are very sharp, eh?
Beautiful, Barb, in that clear water. Now, the lures that we're using, when I said the X-Wrap, some of you may not be familiar with this. This is called the X-Wrap number 14. That lure is about 6 inches long. It's jointed and it has a great side-to-side action. And you can see that it's a pretty chunky bait. And with that, we're using pretty heavy leaders. This is about 70 or 80 pound test wire leader, and then the locking snap made by our good friend Bernard Young Set. Girls, these little fish that we're holding in our hands are called sticklebacks. And they're kind of neat because they build a nest when they're mating, almost a nest like birds make, and they live in streams and also in ponds and lakes in shallow water. The reason we're interested in them, they're a very important food for larger fish, even rock bass, perch, trout, and some of the bigger game fish.
What do they make their nests out of?
They make their nests out of weeds in the water. It's really cute. And the male builds his nest and he attracts the female. I'm just going to put him back in my hand here. Okay, so when you're fishing, if you notice these little guys darting along the shoreline, if you have a little net, even like an aquarium net, you can catch some and you can play with them just like this. And just remember that they're very important food for fishes in different environments. Okay, I better put them back in the pail.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you by Yamaha on the water. This is my Yamaha. What kind of Yamaha are you?
You know, when Barb and I come down here off the south coast of Cuba, we love to fly fish for tarpon, snook, and all the other species of fish like bonefish. But we also bring spinning rods because we like to cast for a variety of fish. Now, the spinning rods that we use are a little bit heavier than what we use back home. You can see this particular rod is rated 10 to 25 pound test. And you know what? We consider this a light action rod for saltwater, and we load it with 50-pound titanium braid with a large size spinning reel. And if we're fishing for fish like snook and some of the snappers, we only use a fluorocarbon leader like I've got here, around 50 to 60 pounds. But if we fish for larger fish with teeth, like barracuda, we use a wire leader. Now here's some of the most popular lures to use. I'd have to say that one of the best ones to use in shallow water is this particular type of top water that you can skitter across the top. And this one's called a skitter walk. And I got a really nice jack on this fish on this trip that came up and just inhaled it. If you want to get your lure to go down below the surface, I'd say this is probably your next best bet. This is an X-Rap, and it's quite the large one. It's about the size 13. And this one will dive down to about 5-6 feet. You can see it looks like a nice silver and black back bait fish, and it'll work good for everything, including tarpon. And then the last crankbait that I want to show you is the jointed X-Rap, and this lure will go down to about 10-12 feet. So it's great to use in the deeper channels. And we've been experimenting with bright colors like this, and also with ones that look like mullet, and they've all worked well. Okay, so light action rod, 50-pound braid. Heavy action rod, 80-pound braid. And I even had one fish that almost spooled me and then broke me off. I have no idea what it was. I just have something on. We learned last year that when you're fishing down here off the south coast of Cuba and you're casting, you know, lures that look like bait fish and you're cranking, especially when the tide is moving, very important to use heavy line and big rods. And this fish, I think if I would have had lighter line and a lighter outfit, would have got me caught in the coral. It's a really nice snapper.
Oh, it's nice pink.
Isn't that beautiful,
color,
Barb?
yeah. I wonder what it's been feeding on.
Oh, you know what? Fish the size of the lures that we're using. That's what we're looking for, eh?
Beautiful.
Now, this size fish could feed quite a few people. This is a mutton snapper. You can see it's got a big black dot. Look at how gorgeous he is, Barb. And he wanted that lure. He hit it right in the head because he's got the front treble in his mouth. Okay, I'm just going to swing him around. I've got the other glove here, but hopefully you're doing a wise thing, Barb, standing back, because these fish, let me tell you, fight hard. I don't know if he's going to let me grab him. Okay, good. Oh, what a nice snapper. Mutton snapper right here from Cuba. Isn't that a gorgeous fish? I know what you're saying. Where is he? What's he using? I want to get down there and catch snapper like that. You know, on the mainland in North America, you've got to use live bait and you have to get way out in the ocean to get fish that size. But here they're so plentiful, even in the channels, like right here where we're fishing for snook and for tarpon. So I'm going to lay him down for a minute. Hopefully he won't fly out of my hand.
Can we get a picture?
Yeah, oh yeah, we're going to get a picture of him, Barb. I'm just going to get the hook out. And
Do you want another hat?
this is good. No, this is perfect. Barb, isn't that a gorgeous fish?
Beautiful.
I mean, they're so thick. I'm going to point them towards you. Okay, you can see that. And I don't know if you can see his teeth. They have quite a few chompers in there, but they're very healthy and big, and they're gorgeous colors. They're like these exotic warm water colors, and they've got so much energy. You can see that he wants to go, and he's going to take off like a bullet straight down to the bottom. And these are usually schooling fish, so we might hit some more in this channel. So watch him take off. You can see his spine is nice and extended, and there he goes. What a gorgeous animal, right to the bottom. You know, one of the nice things about having spinning gear down here in Cuba is that you can cast all the different structure. You can see there's some wrecks right there, and Barb's got a nice snapper on. Barb, reel him in.
Okay.
Because he's actually a perfect size for eating. See if you can swing him around to this left side of the boat. Yep. Okay. These snapper will hang around anything like old pilings. They love to ambush prey that comes by them. So they'll just hold there, and they normally don't come out very far. So this is a mutton snapper, and we've caught some pretty big muttons, but you know what? For Barb and I, this is a perfect meal. And you can see, look at the size of the plug that mutton hit. So they're pretty bold fish. Big trebles, but you know what? They've got big mouths, big teeth. They fight really hard. Aren't they beautiful? Look at how gorgeous they are. You can see the blues. I'm just going to lean him here on the deck of the boat. You can see the nice blue lines. So exotic, eh, Barbara?
Very exotic, yes.
Did he hit aggressive when he came out?
Yes, he did.
Boom. And they've got this black spot that I think is there to trick predators that want to eat them. They think that's their eye. So when a barracuda comes by and wants to hit the snapper obviously takes off. But that fish is about, I'm guessing, almost 3 pounds. So we're going to get some nice fillets off it. And then we're going to enjoy it, and some of the other guests too. Because we've been eating fresh fish pretty well every night. So either done on the grill or done in ceviche or deep fried, and it's so delicious. It just doesn't taste the same when you get it at the grocery store. Okay, Barb, we're going to put it on ice.
Good.
Well done, honey.
Thank you.
So we're trying to get some snapper for eating. And if I can hold on to these, this will be my first in Cuba. Can you see what's happened, folks? I've got 2 snapper on this one X-Wrap. And you know what? They're both eating size fish. Now, the thing is, can I get them in the boat without getting caught up, losing my lure? I'd be happy with one of them, actually. And I don't have a net because you don't use nets. So I gotta grab the lure. How's that? How's that for dinner? Okay, I think I'm gonna give Barb the big one and I'll keep the small one. See if I can hold them up without them falling off. Look, in Cuba, just going along the mangroves, and these are mangrove snapper, and they're good size. And I got a feeling they're gonna shake off in a minute. So I'm gonna get my pliers and I'm gonna just let them flop in the bottom of the boat. Now, do you think they were competitive? After I get the hooks out of these, I'm gonna show you their teeth. They're like vampire. We asked our guide, Tadashi, what his favorite fish is. And he said that it is mangrove snapper, and big ones at that. And guess what? Gotta just watch that hook here if this guy shakes. One hit the back hook. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've done this. See if I can get this in reverse. You know, the glove is so important. Okay, so look at the different color here. This guy is like a cubera. He's got the potential of growing real big. Let me just pull him ahead here. We're on the surf. I'm going to show you his teeth. This guy is a mangrove snapper. So see the way this guy's turning red here? I'm going to try to hold him. Can you see the teeth that he's got? He's got very sharp teeth. So you got to be very careful when you're handling these fish. That's why I'm wearing that fillet glove. Isn't he gorgeous? He's going to taste so good. These guys are going in the box. Thank you very much. That was easy.
Canadian Sport Fishing has been brought to you by Rapala Premium Fishing Gear, crafted from experience. Yamaha on the water. This is my Yamaha. What kind of Yamaha are you? Dickies, a legend in work since 1922. Lucky Strike. More fish fight with a Lucky Strike.
If you go in the outer side of the reef, there's a lot of chances to see big jacks running across the channels and parallel to the reef line. This is very common in all the southern area of the archipelago. Very big jacks in the channels feeding on the sardines. 15 to 20 pounds Jack Trevally are very abundant.